We're talking football with Bengal Jim and friends. We're talking football. We hope this never ends. Jimmy, James, and Tom are back for more. Like Joey B, we're here for season 4 with Bengal guests and stories not heard before. There's Tony, Mark, and Jamie, as well as our charity, Hooday Nation joining from far and wide. Every Sunday night, the guys are back at it live. By the fans, for the fans, from day one, it's time to have some fun. We're talking football with Bengal Jim and friends. We're talking football. We hope this never ends. The Bengal boys stop by to drop the feed. Don't get your popcorn ready and take a seat. Season 4 will end with the Lombardi.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition. In time, we're missing a couple more folks again. We're missing James again.
Well, we're missing James, as the public may not be aware. Last night, we all went, everybody involved with Bengal Jim and Friends, and is working hard on Jungle Jam coming up July 20th. We went and scoped out our venue, and they had TNA Wrestling was what was going on at Megacorp Pavilion. And they had a challenge there during the night, kind of like that movie Spider-Man, $300 if you could last 3 minutes in the ring. And James, being the fitness fanatic and got a lot of self-confidence, took him up on that. Didn't work out too well for James, for our Syracuse graduate. But we think with physical therapy, he'll be back on the air when we come back from hiatus June 30th. And if he works hard in therapy, should be 100% for Jungle Jam July 20th at Megacorp Pavilion.
We're missing James tonight. James is at his son's piano recital up in Brownsburg, Indiana. So, hey, we got Cordell Volson. Hey, look, I'm just, got to share this real story. Cordell Volson will be on here in about 3 or 4 minutes. Actually, just popped in the waiting room. We will hit one quick thing before we get to Cordell. Whether you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, make sure you type in questions. We'll try to get to as many questions to Cordell as we can. Jungle Jam update real quick, guys. Want to let everybody know we're almost at 2,000 tickets sold. 5 different charities are going to benefit 100% of not the proceeds, the profit. Anything over our cost, we go into these 5 different charities: Joe Burrow's Foundation, Cordell's Foundation, which we'll talk about here in a minute, Village of Marici, Ken Anderson Alliance, and Revive Family Foundation here in Cincinnati will benefit from that. So we're hoping if everything goes well, the silent auction, everything. This may be the biggest one-time fundraiser we've ever done, and maybe hit that $50,000 mark. So we're pretty excited about that. That is all on you guys. We appreciate you guys buying the tickets. This thing's going to sell out, guys. We haven't even done the media push yet on this. That's going to come here very soon. June, we're going to start announcing more details of players, so many former and current players that will be in attendance. We will give you a sneak preview. We'll kind of share. Tom, you want to go ahead and let's go ahead and let everybody know who committed late last week, said they were going to be there. I'll let you give the surprise here, bud.
The surprise, you mean introduce our guest, or?
Nope. The surprise of.
Our super guest, for Jungle Jam. Coach Zach Taylor has told us he will be there with a lot of enthusiasm to come and spend some time with Bengal fans, and also visit and experience with us when we do the Jungle Jam Bengals 2024 preview, which will be a little earlier in the day there at Megacorp Pavilion on July 20th. But can't wait to spend some time with the coach, and by all signs, the coach can't wait to mingle and hang out with you, the fans. So that means a lot to us. He's been very good to us over the years, and his class continues to shine through. So we're very lucky to have him here in Cincinnati.
Yep, let's go ahead without any further ado. I'm going to put the link in the chat area for you guys if you haven't gotten your tickets. I'm telling you, I know we keep saying this, it's going to sell out in June. It's not until July 20th. And if you don't get them, you're at a loss, because it's going to be a lot of fun that day. We got a lot of stuff going on. As James keeps saying, it's going to be a 3-ring circus of activity going on from 12 to 6 that day. So let's go ahead and get a kickoff. Let's get Cordell in here and get the ball rolling that time. Go ahead and make the introduction, please.
We're fortunate enough tonight. He carved out some time for us. The Bengals starting left guard, a tough guy, and another credit to Greater Cincinnati, and a big part of the reason this group of guys are so easy to root for and back up, win or lose. So to kick us off tonight, our starting left guard, Cordell Volson.
Cordell, what's going on, big dog?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. You look so damn big on TV right now, Cordell. Damn it. I think I look bigger than you. Just saying.
I get that quite a bit, actually.
Oh, really? Shit, I'm just playing. Shit. Tom, go ahead and kick us off, bud.
No, Cordell, well, first things first. You have a big announcement. You've started a charity to work through here in the Cincinnati area. It's something at Jungle Jam we'll be helping to promote and contribute to. Can you please tell us about that?
Yeah, so I started a charity. It's called Small Towns, Big Dreams Foundation. My fiance and I, we both grew up in a really small town, and we understand that there are some resources and things that are potentially lacking in those areas. So something that we wanted to, try our best to help and give resources and opportunities to kids in rural communities. So that's where we're at with that. We are kind of just in the beginning stages, so we're still trying to figure it out and learn as we go as well. But I'm really excited for that, and hopefully we can make a difference.
That's awesome. And what I'm going to do now, guys, as we go through the conversation with Cordell, I'm putting the link to the foundation in the chat area. So click on it, learn more about it, understand it, donate. And I know, Cordell, you just kicked off this foundation not that long ago, right? Just recently?
Yeah, we've been for about a month now. We've been an active foundation. So yeah, just recently, we're extremely excited. We got some things in place that we're going to be doing here in the near future. I have a camp back in North Dakota that I'll be doing in June, and we're looking forward to see what we can do with this. All
right, so Cordell, I know we get some of your family come down and tailgate with us every week. Hell, not just home games. They follow you all over the damn country, Cordell. And let's talk to us about, I know you have a boatload. I think this is correct. You have a boatload of family and friends that they don't fly. They drive all over the country to see you. Don't they drive to Cincinnati sometimes to see you play? A lot of times.
Yeah, they drive down a year. They've all been that way. My brother and I both played together at NDSU, and they bought a 15-passenger van and drove to every game home and away. So they just love the whole road trip experience, I guess.
What is that from? What is that? A 13-hour drive, 9, 10, 12-hour drive? What is that from North Dakota?
So from where we're at in North Dakota to Cincinnati, that's about 19 hours. So
ooh,
yeah,
they don't drive that straight. Damn, that's a haul. But yeah, it's wow. We even when we go out of town, we see them show up. We were in where were we at? Damn, I don't know. We were on so many damn away games last year and run into the whole family every time we went out of town. So it's really cool to kind of see their excitement and how proud they are of you, Cordell. Coming to these games, just following you and supporting you and the team, which is pretty fun to watch them do.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I have a ton of support from them, and really appreciate them traveling along wherever we go.
Yeah. Hey, somebody at court. We love your crazy aunt.
Sounds like a lot of people do.
We love her to death. She's the life of the party, man. When she shows up, she's the best. So that's Tom, awesome. Go ahead and keep going, buddy.
Well, Cordell, so much focus on any team, offense. You can't have a good offense without an offensive line. As we're rolling into 2024, and you look from left to right on the line, is this the most talented group you've had? Not just the starting five, but it looks like a lot of the depth that's coming into play with you this year too.
Yeah, I think we have a really talented, experienced group. Having Orlando and Trent now both at tackles, and then bringing in Amarius is going to be huge. He's got the right attitude, the right mindset. He's going to be a really, really good piece to our room, and really looking forward to it. I think we have a lot of really good pieces and people that can continue to push and challenge each other to get better.
Yeah, talk about this offensive line. I mean, talk about a couple guys here. Talk about some of the vets you're playing against. Playing next to Ted. How much does he help you when you got here?
Yeah, shoot, Ted and Alex Kappa have been huge for me in my development here. Both veteran players that have won a lot of football games in this league, and guys that have played a lot of ball in this league. So guys that I can pick their brain and that are essentially like big brothers to me that lead me in the right direction. Are there to pick me up when I make a mistake or a rep doesn't go well. Those guys are really important to me and have really helped me grow in this league. And I look forward to continuing to build the relationship with those guys.
Yeah, and talk about these tackles now, man. How many they got? 3, 6, 8+ tackles, dude. I mean, I'm 6'3". I'm not a small dude, but 6'8". Good grief.
Yeah, we're giant at the tackle position. Have to be the biggest in the league, and it's awesome. Those guys are all great guys that come to work every single wanting to get better. I've learned a ton from Orlando as well. He's been a treat to play with. I'm really excited to continue to play alongside him and continue to build a relationship with Trent and Amarius now to build that relationship and continue to learn from those guys as well.
Yeah, gotcha. Let me go to one of the viewer questions. There's a lot of repetitive questions about a few things, but Brian from Indiana is asking, who's your favorite defensive player to compete against on game day?
You always want a challenge. That's the way I approach it. Is you always want to go up against the best. To be the best, you have to beat the best. Is the old saying. I always look forward to our battles with Pittsburgh. Cam gave me my welcome to the NFL moment as a rookie, and I always look forward to those rematches just to compete against him. And he's a guy that I've learned a lot playing against, and someone that I look forward to continuing to play against, and learn about myself playing against him.
He seems like he's played in the damn league, Cordell, like 20 years. Seems like he's been here forever. But
yeah, he's been around the block. He's it's crazy. In the NFL years.
Yeah,
Well, I tell you, Cordell, if you want to play with him this year, you better call his agent, because I just read where he's holding out right now for a new contract with the Steelers.
I've heard a lot. I don't. They can keep it.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. Lisa, who made that comment, where she goes, I guess North Dakota State University Bisons broke our ISU's Redbird hearts a few times, so that's why she knows you pretty damn well.
Yeah, we got the best of them a few times.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tom.
Cordell, you mentioned your teammates. We've had guests on here, from the great Bengals from the past. Anthony Munoz, maybe the greatest offensive lineman to walk on a football field. Max Montoya, Joe Walters, Bob Johnson, Dave Lapham. And they always speak about the same thing, that the communication on the line during the game, how vital that is during a game. And they always talk about how they just got to a point with those guys that they weren't even calling signals. It was how they would look at each other, how they would nod. They might grunt in a certain way, and they just knew. Are you guys at that point? I mean, to your left with Orlando and to your right with Ted, is that how you guys are? You can just look at each other and know what the other guy's thinking?
There's definitely things that we say to each other that aren't, typical calls that are used. So, we can pick up on what each other are talking about, or like you said, just grunts or whatever it is. We can play off of each other quite well, and those are things that you can just continue to do and add to. The more time you get with each other. I've been fortunate to play next to Ted every snap of my career, and going on year 2 next to Orlando. So I'm really looking forward to continue to find new things like that we can do. Maybe we'll have to get some hand signals or something going.
Well, when it gets loud enough.
No, go ahead.
Go
Keep
ahead,
going. No, keep going, Tom.
Yeah. Well, keeping on the theme of the teammates, what is Joe Burrow like in the huddle? I mean, because we've had different types of guys in Cincinnati. We had Ken Anderson, who was very calm, an incredibly strong leader, but calm, resolute, determined. Then we have Boomer, who might throw a fit in the huddle and everybody. What's Joe like? Is he calm? Is he intense? Is he nervous? What's he like?
Yeah, no, like he's extremely calm, and you can just feel the confidence radiating off of him. When he gets in that huddle and he starts to talk, everyone's listening. He's calm 99% of the time. Sometimes he'll get a little fired up, which you love to see out of your quarterback. That's something you love to see, that passion come out of him. And when there's big plays, he's fired up just as much as anyone else is.
And so, Cordell, talk about the draft. I mean, I know a lot of people haven't heard this story. I think I have other interviews you've done, local media, sports media stuff. But talk about the draft. You coming to Cincinnati, was that expected? I mean, what was the process there for you for the draft when you got drafted to Cincinnati?
Yeah, so the agents of mine kind of put together a list of places that we thought were going to go just based on, pre-draft process with meetings and interviews and workouts and things like that. So we knew that Cincinnati was one of those higher up teams that, had it. And I saw the phone ring and I saw it was an Ohio number, and I knew that Cleveland had the next pick. And so I didn't know, because both of those were teams that were, kind of ranked number one on the agents list that they put together. And I was fortunate for it to be Cincinnati, Zach Taylor calling. Really, really happy about that. And I've loved my time here so far, and looking forward to continue to be a Bengal for a long time.
Hey, we saved your career by you coming to Cincinnati, bro. Damn.
That would saved his life. Who would want to get that helpful?
So talk about Coach Taylor a little bit, man. He's just a different demeanor, different approach. A lot of coaches you played with before. Talk about your take on Coach Taylor. Yeah,
Coach Taylor he's different than anything that I've ever had as a head coach before. But I love it. He's extremely professional. And he expects that same thing out of us. And he really does a great job of taking care of us, and making sure that we understand everything, whether it be the offense, the way that the day is structured, the way the practice is going to be, whatever. He does a really good job of making sure that we're informed, and I really appreciate that out of him. And he's an extremely, extremely smart football mind. Really fortunate to have him as the head football coach here.
When they talk about culture, you hear that word a lot in the media, man. So is that real in the locker room, this culture that Coach Taylor and coaching staff has built?
It 100% is. In our locker room, it is. I think everyone being at OTAs is just an indicator of the culture that we have here. We have the highest, if not one of the, highest participation percentages of players being at off-season training. And I think that speaks a lot to the culture and what Coach Taylor is doing here in Cincinnati.
And just talk about another coach here. You got to talk about your position coach, Frank Pollock.
Yeah, Frank, I love playing for Frank. He's an extremely passionate coach. He's coached a lot of really, really good players, and someone that, I really appreciate, and someone that I love learning from. And, he's a guy that's going to tell you the way it is and how it is. And, you don't have to read between the lines with him. You know what you're getting with him, and I appreciate that. And he is really, really just a competitor and really passionate about the game of football. And that fits well with me because I'm the same way.
That's awesome. Tom, go ahead.
Cordell, looking forward to the 2024 season, which I know you guys really don't get all that much of an off season, but how do you approach things? I mean, what is your daily workout regimen? Do you start out light, or do you just start out hard and keep going all the way through, condition hard? What do you do in the off season?
Yeah, so once the season's over, I'll start light, just staying flexible, staying healthy, getting my body recovered. That's kind of the number one priority right off coming off the season. And then from there, we'll start to progress into a phase of really lean muscle mass gain. That's kind of the next phase. And we'll be in that phase until OTAs begin. And we'll start with the running and stuff here. And then once we break from OTAs, summer gets to be a conditioning based workout, maintaining and still building some strength, but really gearing up to be ready to attack the season in those hot dog days of August in camp, just being in shape and conditioned to put good stuff on film every single rep. So
what Cordell, outside of football, what do you do for fun, brother?
Yeah, so well, I've been kind of busy right now with wedding planning and starting a foundation. So that's kind of been consuming the majority of my time. But, this winter back in North Dakota, I love to go out and hunt coyotes. My brothers and I will do that quite a bit. Do a little bit of ice fishing up there. I just hang out with my family a lot is what I really enjoy doing. We play, cards, we play Monopoly, we play, any type of games we play together. So just really being with my family and doing that. I got an opportunity to help coach my little brother's basketball team this winter. So I got to do that and spend some time with them through that. Spending time with my family, whatever we do outdoors, games, whatever we do, just really my free time spent with family.
And you don't care in Cincinnati if it gets cold or not because you're used to that shit, right?
That's right, man. It doesn't get near as cold here as it does up there.
So when you're out and about in Cincinnati, man, what are some of the things you like to do? Any restaurants that kind of are go-to restaurants or places to hit? Bars, restaurants, anything?
Yeah, so we used to go to we used to live in the Kenwood area. We had an apartment. We have a house now over in Anderson, so a little out of the way from there. But we like to go to Swing Line quite a bit over there in Madeira. That was a spot that we really liked to go to. But other than that, we don't really have a staple restaurant. When we go out, we try and go someplace different every time. Granted, yeah, you'll make a repeat visit at some places, but we don't really have one hangout spot. Obviously Jeff Ruby's is the best there is when it comes to steakhouse. So we go there all the time as an O-line and as an offense. So really spot to hang out there. One thing people come visit, whether family, friends for the first time, we always make them go to Skyline. So we get a little bit of Skyline here and there, but it's one of those things that we make people try and experience, as well as go to Jungle Gym's international market. That's another thing that we make them experience as well.
Those are all good. Hey, Lisa's on a damn roll tonight. I don't know why, but do you call it cornhole or bags?
Cornhole.
Okay.
There you
all
go.
Right. I don't know if I've heard that.
Are you sure you're not from Cincinnati? Because you're just family oriented, good guy, and you sound like you're from Cincinnati.
I feel like the values here are pretty similar to the ones where I'm from, so it was an easy transition.
There you go. And then our friend Craig, do people confuse you with Ted Karras because you sound just like him?
Not really. I actually probably get Kappa more than I get Ted.
Okay. Craig's probably drinking. I don't know. He does. Tom, keep firing away, bud.
So I know Coach has a philosophy. He's always thinking about December, January, and February for you guys playing football and the number of reps. When you're at camp, are you eased into the number of practice
I lost
reps?
volume.
You lose us? Can you hear us?
What happened?
Can you hear me now? No, bad.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear us now?
What's going on. Here.
Message him, Jimmy. Have him log back in.
Yeah. Hold on. Go ahead, Tom. I'll have him sign back in.
No, but I was going to ask him about, there's been a lot of speculation and questioning about how the Bengals start the season and the amount of practice reps the guys get, the amount of preseason snaps they get, which has been next to none with, Cordell pretty much walking in and winning the left guard spot. So I was going to ask him precisely how he's eased into that.
He's trying to sign back in now, guys, so he'll be back with us in a minute. So,
okay.
So, yeah, there's, again, here he comes. He's coming back in now. So get those questions in there, a lot of repeat questions. Get him back in here. Cordell, can you hear us, buddy?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Probably on our end, buddy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But the question was, Coach Taylor keeps a very close eye on the number of snaps and repetitions you guys have had in practice all the way through the year, with an eye on keeping you good and fresh for those December, January. How is it typically for you being a starter? Are you eased in at practice in August, or does it get really, a lot more snaps at the end of August, or, how are you eased into the season?
Yeah, so there's there's a period that's mandated by the NFL that you have a couple of days that's kind of a ramp up period is what they call it, to ramp up. But then after that, we're kind of consistently at the same level for all of training camp. He does a really good job of giving us days off or walk-through days to make sure that we're keeping our bodies recovered. But as far as when we're working, it's time to work. And, that's something that I really appreciate. You're not out there just, wasting time. Your every rep is important, and you're learning in that rep and you're getting better. It's not just 100 reps and you're, after 50, you can't, your body's done. You can't get any better after that. He does a really good job of making sure that we are taking good quality reps. And, as the season goes, he'll start to shrink practices down a little bit to take a little bit off our legs and to let us continue to recover. And like you said, those games in December, January, February, man, those are the most important ones of the season. And it's about who's healthy at that time of the year.
That's awesome. Cordell,
so Jimmy,
talk about, we talked about a player, right, that, that you love going up against, that makes you better. Let's talk about the team. It could be the team you get fired up for the most. Let's stay in the AFC North specifically. We're not talking about the KCTs. We'll talk about them later. Talk about the one team. I know they're all important games, but the one team that gets you just a little bit more going than the others in the AFC North. Who is that to you?
To me, it's Baltimore. You always want to. I don't know. I can't stand those guys over there. That's a game that you get fired up for. It's us and them that are always at the top of our division. So, those games are going to mean a little bit more.
Yep, I get it. Tom, sorry I cut you off, buddy. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. No problem. Cordell, a little bit on that. When you're at practice, who do you enjoy going up against, from your own team on the other side of the line? Who do you enjoy going up with, and who goes at it 110% at practice and is, looking to knock you around a little bit?
Yeah, one of the guys that I love to go against is BJ Hill. I get a lot of opportunities to go against him. But I think a lot of respect and good things got to be said about Sam Hubbard. Just the way he practices extremely hard. That when you're coming to kick him out, it's going to be a train wreck. He's a guy that practices his tail off, and someone that definitely makes guys around him better.
And as you're talking right now, I'm looking. There are people in the room. We've got a little over 1,000 people right now watching live, Cordell, and we got people in Florida, Colorado, Tennessee, California, and a good handful from North Dakota, brother. So you got some people following you from all over the place.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear.
All right, so let's go. I don't know if I see it as an offensive line. All right, it's a good question here. There's a bunch of kind of similar ones here. Brian, again, as an offensive line, what do you rather do? pass protect or run block?
Run block is I mean, if you're an old lineman and you don't like to run block, like that's you're doing the wrong thing, man.
Favorite game. Here's a good one here. TJ's asking, Cordell, what has been your favorite game, college or pro that you played? You got a lot of them.
Sure. I'll give you one of each. I don't think you can really put the two together. They're just completely different. The national championship game my senior year in college was extremely fun. We really got after the Montana State. We beat them pretty good, and that was a really, really fun team to be a part of. And then, playing in Baltimore or in Buffalo my rookie year in the second round of the playoffs in the snow, getting a big win on the road there. That was a really fun game to play in as well.
There you go. Tom, you got another one?
Well, I wanted to point out, of course, Buffalo lost that game because it snowed in Buffalo. At least that's what they said after the game. It was the snow in Buffalo that cost the Bills the game. I'm still working on that one myself. But in game week, you're working with Coach Pollock. Is there a team that you study all week, a guy you study all week, and then it gets to Sunday and you get out there and they're not doing what you expect, or they could be doing anything? You got to be watching anything they do. Is there a team that has a scheme consistently that is really tough to prepare for?
That's a good question. I think one of the most difficult teams to prepare for was when we played the Rams on Monday night last year. Really good front, especially having Aaron Donald there, and they did a ton of different things defensively. So that was probably one of the more challenging games when it came to different looks that we were getting all night. So
Cordell, talk about the schedules. I mean, are you guys like the fans when they just can't wait for that damn schedule? You already know who you're playing home and away. Just the dates weren't there. Were you just on pins and needles, just like the fans were, just trying to figure out how many primetime games and when you guys were playing? Is that something you guys kept up with?
I don't. No, not as much as the fans. We know who we're playing. We knew who we were going to play. It just happened to be when we were going to play them. And at the end of the day, you got to play them all at some point. So, getting to see the schedule was exciting. Don't get me wrong. It's something that you definitely like to see. But I don't think we're quite as fired up about the schedule release maybe as the fans are.
It's the NFL, man. They don't play around with this stuff, man. It's a whole nother weekend event that they can do some stuff with. But man,
exactly.
It's crazy. Go ahead, Tom. Hey, Cordell, you got time for maybe one or two more?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Okay. Looking toward this year, a little bit like last year, and certainly anything can happen, injuries and everything else. But you guys, like you said, you're at the top of the division just about every year with Baltimore. It seems like if we can get past Baltimore, we're going to do really well. Is the goal 100% to get to New Orleans, and when we get there, to win the game?
I think that's the goal every year. And if that's not, if you don't want to end the season on top, I think you got the wrong mindset. I think that everyone in our locker room wants to win the last game of the year. Wants to win the big one, and that's what's important to all of us. And I think we do a really good job of not focusing on that. Because there's a lot of games that have to be won before that one does.
Yeah, true. Well, Cordell, I'll tell you
focusing a little bit on that. Let me give one more. If we do get to New Orleans, is your aunt going to have a ticket?
You know the answer to that one, Tom.
Cordell will never do another podcast because we're messing with his aunt on the day. Oh, man. Well, hey, Cordell, we really appreciate you being here with us. And just kind of remind everybody, the new charity you and the wife just is getting kicked off. Fiance getting kicked off here. Small Town, Big Dreams. Put the link in the chat for everybody. Make sure you get on there, read about it. Make sure you help Cordell and the fam out, donating some dollars there. And part of the Jungle Jam proceeds that we are going to be doing. Actually, 100% of the proceeds from the cornhole, the charity cornhole tournament that day that we do will be going to Cordell's charity. So we've got a handful of spots left for that cornhole. So grab those spots while you can. I think we're only doing 33 of those spots. So make sure you grab them. And Cordell, I mean, I just want to go back to your family spent a lot of time with us at different tailgates. Man, the best people in the world, brother. And we just got done talking about, culture on the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude, you're part of that culture. Your classes can be, it's just really cool to have folks like you on the team. It's not hard to root for the Cincinnati Bengals because of players like you, Cordell. We appreciate you being part of the team, being part of the fam, brother, and it means a lot to us. And trust me, you got a lot of people watching right now. We're almost a little over 1,100 people right now in the room that will be at every damn home game, and we will be at most every single away game there for you guys as well. So you're going to feel the energy at home for sure, but you're going to feel the energy some of these away games. Trust me, the crowd that we know that will be heading to Charlotte, Dallas on Monday nights, Kansas City week 2, we will show up and show out for you guys. So we're excited to have you on tonight, Cordell. We appreciate you being part of the Cincinnati Bengals organization, and we love you to death, buddy.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it, and thank you for welcoming my family and I here. We really appreciate that, and we love it here. So thank you guys for that, and thank you for doing what you're doing for my foundation. Really appreciate that. Everyone, go get your cornhole team signed up. But no, thank you guys very much, and I really appreciate everything you guys do.
Hey, thanks for everything, Cordell. Appreciate it, man. We're looking forward to seeing you
for what you do for us.
Take care, guys.
See you, buddy.
Who day?
Good, great dude. He's just a class dude, man.
That whole
so thanks everybody
seems to be.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in for Cordell. It's really cool to have one of the current players. We've had a ton of current players on, tons from the front office, but just to have a conversation like we're sitting at a bar having a beer together, man. That's pretty much what that was, and you guys are part of that. So thanks so much for being part of that conversation with you tonight.
And hats off to James for getting him on. And one of the things in talking to James, this charity really means a lot to he and his wife. They put a lot of time and a lot of thought into it. So, please visit it and consider helping him. Like I said, July 20th, we'll be helping raise money for it and making a donation for it. So, but please visit it. And he really is another class guy, but we got a roster full of them.
Yeah, you know what, Jasmine, you have a great question here that we did not get to. I'm so sorry. We probably kept him on a little longer than we had told him, and I'm so sorry because that's a great question. That's one thing we missed there about how excited he is about the running back room. I know with Mixon moving on, a fan favorite, but I'm pretty excited about that backfield, Tom.
I am, and I think when some people were screaming the last couple of years about. And Jimmy, you might disagree with me about, we need to run the ball more. We need to run the ball more. Well, it seemed like there were some games we were in a rut that when we were running the ball, damn it, when it's 2nd and 8, it would end up being 3rd and 6. And I just have a little bit, and I love Joe Mixon as a running back. It's got nothing to do with him. But I just think the makeup of the mentality this year and how they're being coached and who they have on the roster, I think there's going to be more of a commitment, not just to run, but to run the ball effectively and with power. And boy, in this division, there are 2 things you have to do if you want to come out on top, and that is you better be able to run the ball when you need to, and you better be able to defend the run.
Yeah. Craig is not letting up on this damn thing. We are going to go listen to Ted Karras talk, and we're going to put sound bites next to each other. And you know what, though? He's not wrong. I do see what Craig's saying, that voice, that tone that he uses. It's pretty close to Karras.
A couple of weeks ago, we asked Jeff Hobson about his cat. Can somebody ask Craig how his new puppy's doing? So
yeah, Craig, if you don't know, if you run into Craig out and about in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati and or on social media, make sure you're asking about his new puppy. He went home last night from an event that that we went to last night, and he didn't want to go out drinking with us because he had to get home. He had to get home to his kid. I mean, his dog. But I think he's still potty training that dog. Tom, is what's happening right now. So, but
probably even as we speak, or cleaning up a mess.
Today was a good day for Lily. There you go. All right, Tom, let's go ahead and look. We're a little early closing out here. Hell, we might as well just do the 2-minute warning, unless there's something else we want to hit on specifically.
We'll go over again.
Yeah, Tom, go ahead and hit that
for Jungle Jam.
Let's go over a couple things. We forgot about Logan Wilson softball tournament, guys. We got to give away 2 tickets for that. Jungle Jam again, almost 2,000 tickets sold, guys. I am going to put the link in the room. If you don't have tickets, make sure you grab them. Make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Copy. Sorry, we're in desperate need of a producer, guys. Paste, boom, done. So the link is in the chat area for Jungle Jam. I know we started pushing. It's been pushed on social media so much you'll probably get sick of hearing it, but there's so many people not on social media, and some people like waiting till the last minute grabbing those tickets. Grab them while you can, because we know for a fact this thing's going to sell out. And again, just a reminder that Coach Taylor is going to be in attendance. Just made that commitment this past week, so very excited to have Coach Taylor. And like Tom said, he's going to be doing the 2024 season preview. We'll probably have Dan Horde up there, some other players up there, and talk about the upcoming season with Coach Taylor. That's going to be a blast. Asking about autographs, guys. I'm getting swamped with this. We don't know who all is going to be signing yet. We have an idea. But as we get closer to the event, we will let you know. There's going to be players that show up, maybe say a few words and leave, that won't sign. But as we get closer to the event, we're going to give you very specific detail. The folks that have the VIP tickets, those 3 to 5 players, whatever it is, they will be signing for sure. But there will be a lot of guys signing, and we just don't know specifically. We're not going to make the announcement on who yet. As we get closer, we're still firming up a lot of players. Remember, early June, we will be posting. We got some special graphics right here. If you're ever on Twitter, or I think he's on Facebook too, but Twitter for sure. Bengal Graphics did cards for every single one of the players that we have got commitments for. At the end of the day, it's going to be really fun, and we're hoping we can find a printer. If anybody knows a printer, we want to print off all the cards in packets. So if we can do that at a reasonable price, if you know a printer out there that might be able to help us, make sure you call me, text me, or DM me. And let's talk about Logan Wilson's softball tournament here, June 1st, up in Dayton. We are going to be broadcasting live from the plaza level that day. Again, I think the game's at 12 o'clock or something like that. But we'll be up there setting up. We will actually do an actual broadcast. Myself, James, Tom will be there in attendance. And boy, they've got a ton of current players. And if you went last year, you understand what kind of a big deal that is. That tournament is a hell of a tournament. I'm sorry, that softball game is a hell of a fundraiser and a great time for players and fans alike. So make sure you get up there and stop by and see us. We'll have some stuff on social media about that as we get closer. That's June 1st up in Dayton, and we will be set up on the plaza level broadcasting. So make sure you stop by and see us. We appreciate that. And then, Tom, talk about we're taking a little hiatus here off our regular normal schedule programming, right?
Well, this is about what we do every year. We're not really going to go away, like Jimmy just said. June 1st, we'll be up in Dayton for Logan Wilson's softball tournament. But on Sunday nights, we'll take a little break, which we'd be taking a break anyway for Memorial Day and Father's Day. We will be back Sunday, June the 30th, 8 p.m. Sunday, June the 30th at 8 o'clock. So, but also, keep in touch with us on social media. Jimmy's very accessible. I'm, Tom Justin on Twitter. James, Mr. Sports News on Twitter. So we'll be releasing a lot of information about Jungle Jam. We'll be talking about who's going to be there and also commenting on Bengal news. So, but of the next 5 weeks, 2 of which we'd have been off anyway, we're going to take a little vacation and work very hard on Jungle Jam. But please stay in touch with all of us, and we will see you back here on June the 30th at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and don't forget, when you go on and click the link for the tickets, look, we really want you to be in attendance. It's going to be so much fun. We've got multiple face painters, magicians. We've got for the kids. We've got inflatables, a cigar area, cornhole, a band, a DJ. It is going to be. We got maybe 22 different vendors, I think, at this point that are going to be there. Don't forget when you click on that link, Harrah's Casino has been so kind to us. They donated 2 suite tickets to the game in Kansas City and a 2-night hotel stay at Harrah's Hotel there in Kansas City. You can get on there and bid for that, bid on that. There's other great prizes. You can bid on helmets, autographed helmets, jerseys. You actually don't have to be present to win that, although we'd love to have you there. And Jasmine, wait a minute. I met Jim on vacation. I know exactly who you are. Good to see you. Forgot about that. So, but make sure you get on there and bid. There's going to be a 50-50 auction on it. There's tickets for the cornhole tournament, the whole 9 yards. So make sure you get on there, participate some way, shape, or form. And for clarity, 100% of everything beyond what our costs are is going to go to 5 different charities. Might expand that a little bit to another couple charities. As usual, since we've been doing this, was $163,000. Our team as a whole has raised last year. There was none of that money. 100% of that profit went out to those charities. The year before was 130. The year before that was 75. Again, 100% of that, the profit outside of our cost to do these events goes directly to the charities. We get asked, why the hell do you do that, Tom? And it's, hey, this isn't just a bunch of fans drinking beers at a tailgate and having fun on social media. This platform is being used for good for these charities, and that's what we want to do. There's actually local businesses that are going to be more involved with us this year, doing some charity matches, which we love seeing. So make sure you participate some way, shape, or form if you cannot be there for the Jungle Jam event. So, Tom, you want to go ahead and close us out here?
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
We got to do a 2-minute warning. I'm just going to randomly pick a 2-minute warning here. Let's see who we got here. I said random. I don't even know who this is right here. Hold on.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Gary Owen, baby. Go ahead, Tom.
That's from the thank you to everybody for this portion of the off season that you spent with us. It means a lot that you'd stop in every Sunday night to talk and visit and get informed and get fired up about our team. So it's certainly important to us, and we love sharing it with you. So we don't have a show without you. So thank you all for that very much. Please, hope we can see and visit with everybody July 20th, Megacorp Pavilion in Newport. It's very accessible, very, very easy parking that based on our visit last night, I guess is about to become easier. So, please, hope we can see everybody there, do some good for some charity, get fired up for the season. And as you're about to find out, starting about June 3rd, see a lot of very familiar faces from Bengals past and Bengals currently. So really, really looking forward to seeing everybody there, and looking forward to seeing everybody back here June the 30th. Jimmy?
And I've just randomly scrolled through all the chat. So whatever platform you're on, you're seeing the questions that were asked on your platform. Right in front of us, we see YouTube, Twitter or X, Facebook, the whole feed of all the questions. I've really just scrolled, and the cursor landed on somebody for these winning tickets for the June 1st Logan Wilson charity softball tournament. Jeff Snellen, congratulations. You are the winner of those tickets. If you could just DM me, text me. I don't know if you have my sound number, but if you could just DM me, I will make sure I get those tickets to your brother. Congratulations on that. Again, June 1st. Hey, stop by and see Tom, myself, James. I know Tony's going to be up there. I think Mark. We got a bunch of. I think all Cincinnati is going to be in that little stadium in Dayton. So we will be up there bright and early that Saturday morning for the softball game. So make sure you stop by and see us. If you can't make it to that, make sure you join us. We expect to be interviewing a pretty good handful of players that day. So if you're not in town, or if you can't make it up there for that event, make sure you tune in. Not a regularly scheduled time, but we will be doing that live June 1st. So appreciate you joining us. And again, Tom says it better than any of us on here. So we appreciate you guys so much for being part of this. Thank you again. And we look forward to seeing and hearing from everybody June 1st. And just wait. Soon after June 1st, we didn't want to kind of overshadow or do anything that would take away from anything that Logan Wilson's doing with that tournament, softball game up there. We will be announcing probably a few days after that game some extreme details of what's going on, who's attending, and some more details on the Jungle Jam. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being with us. We love you. Hoo day, everybody.
Hoo day.